warmed up for this. Michael's had a closer time before between events, but you can do this.
Well, and after all of these years, I mean, these are professional athletes. They know the routine. They know what work it takes to get the job done, both before, during, and after. The athletes out on the deck now for the men's 200-meter breaststroke. The Olympic qualifying time, 2:18:39, and Will Lacone, who we were talking about out of the University of Texas, he'll be a junior when the 2015 400 IM. He'll be a senior next year, 2 times an NCAA champion, so already putting his mark up here for the Longhorns.
He just keeps getting better and better every year. His rate of improvement is exponential the last few years, just coming to Texas. He has been swimming so well all year. Had a great NC2As. It's pretty good. And he's got a race in this heat.
He certainly does. The fastest qualifier, a name familiar to many, Chase Kalich out of the University of Georgia, now training with Michael Phelps at the North Baltimore Aquatic Club. In the 2014 NCAA Championship right here in this pool in the 400 IM.
That's right.
Let's set the lanes for you. Again, 4 lanes of the pool. Basil Orr will be in lane number 1. Trent Jackson out of Irish Aquatics in lane 2. Andrew Wilson, who swam for Emory, but is now training here in Austin, competes for Longhorn Aquatics in 3. Kalish in 4. Lacone in 5. Jackson Ford will be in 6. Casey Melzer will be in 7. And Hayden Henry will be in lane 8.
The reason that the rest of the heat will have trouble hanging on with Chase and Will in this event is because both of those guys are 400 IMers too. They're great breaststrokers, but they're used to those longer races. And so, especially if someone like Will, like he's going out right now, and Chase as well are going out so quick, they will not fade like 100 breaststrokers will.
They're 400 IMers whether they want to be or not.
Right, that's exactly right.
The greatest torture in all of swimming.
Their muscles are geared towards that. And already you can see Will really looks long. He really looks good. This has become his staple race in the last few years. He looks very strong going into this 100 turn.
At the turn through 100 meters, Lacone leading in lane 5. Kalich just inside of him in lane 4. Andrew Wilson trying to stay abreast in lane 3.
That's very fast. 103.07 by Will Lacone is very, very good. Chase is not far behind with a 103.5. And Will right now is extending his lead at the 125. He's just picking it up right now.
For a lot of these swimmers, their last chance to race, last chance to compete before the Olympic trials, which again are starting at the end of the month in Omaha, Nebraska.
Will went at 2:15 this morning. Something tells me he was cruising pretty good. He's going to go incredibly fast tonight. 136.91. That was a very good split, 33.8. Chase is starting to slow down a little bit in lane 4. And Will still looks very strong. Chase is hanging on with him, though, on his hip.
Kalish in the white cap in the middle of the pool in lane 4. Lacone now with about half a body length's lead. And Kalish trying to make a good push over the last 20 meters, but Lacone just too strong a swim. Really, after 100 meters, it was all his race. Lacone wins it in 2:10.68. Kalish is second in 2:12.57. And Andrew Wilson is third. That is just a super time.
That is a very fast time. There wasn't long ago that would have been a world record. 2:10.68. For him, for right now, 2:10.68, 3 weeks going into trials. That's really good for Will. And for Kalish, too, that's very solid. Everyone had a good little race in this. Going in the first turn, you see the field much more together. But right off the bat, you can see Will just took control of that race. He took control of that race from the very beginning. And already at the end, Will Lacone extending his lead for the last 5 meters. Seems like he was even getting longer, which is one of the hardest things to do in breaststroke. He never really looked like he started shortening up his stroke. That was pretty special. And you might not be breathing hard.
Pretty good measure of where his fitness is right now and also his race readiness. Lacone wins it once again in 2:10.68. Kalish in second and Andrew Wilson. As we thought, those were clearly the top 3 200-meter breaststrokers in this particular field. And Lacone from the University of Texas, just finishing his junior year, is really starting to put up some performances and a name you should remember going into the Olympic trials.
And what's so neat about that race, too, is you had some gentlemen who made Olympic trials cuts. They're going probably for the first time to an Olympic trials. And That right there, I think, will end up making the careers for a lot of those swimmers.
Let's send it down to the deck once again to Jane with the winner.
2:10.68, just off one of the fastest times this year. Saw the guys congratulating you down here on the deck. How are you able to get that sort of time to pull this afternoon?
Sorry, I couldn't hear that last part.
How are you able to get that sort of time this evening?
Oh, we've been working really hard this year, and our coach backed off, a little bit this week to try and give us a little pop in the water, and I think it's just a good opportunity to see what we can throw down right now a little bit before Olympic trials.
Ahead of the Olympic trials, what sort of time are you looking for?
I'm thrilled with that. Can't complain at all. I mean, I know it'll take a lot faster than that to get a top 2 spot, but for now that'll do for sure. I mean, had great competition with Chase, Andrew, the rest of the guys in the heat. I mean, just everything we needed for all of us to go fast.
Good stuff. Congratulations on the win in this event.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jane. Will Lacone out of the University of Texas knows he's going to have to go much faster, as he pointed out. All these young men and women, they know exactly what's expected of them coming up at the Olympic trials. Go 1 or 2.